Sarawak is rich in culture, heritage, and beauty. Its people have lived off the land for many generations. From food preservation, rhymes, pottery, weapon making, martial arts, and fishery. Our daily practices in Sarawak have always been part of Sarawakian culture regardless of race, ethnicity, and belief. These are some of the things that bind us. But what is Sarawak's food preservation? Food is an identity, culture, an integral component of cultural heritage to the community. Every ethnic group in Sarawak has different ways of preparing, cooking, eating, and preserving food. Food preservation is an ancient method to protect food from unwanted microbial growth. Curing, chemicals, and other natural substances are used for preservation, and these substances are known as preservatives. Rice wine, the most renowned preserved drink in Sarawak. Among the Iban, known as tuak. Among the Orang Ulu, known as burak. Rice wine is usually served to guests and offered to ancestors and spirits as a token of gratitude to commemorate the harvest festival known as Gawai. Tuak represents blessings among the Dayak, hoping it could cleanse bad omens by serving tuak to guests. The Kalabit found it inappropriate to drink burak alone and therefore should be shared with everyone during special occasions.
So, but burak is what the Orang Ulu call it. So the Kayans call it burak, the Kenyah do, the Kelabit do. So basically it's the same thing. So it's a symbol of hospitality. So when you come in, I offer you this. When I give you a drink like this, it's more like, it's like, I'm so happy you're here, like that. It's not so difficult, but I think it's more into the part of taking care of the burak. That is the main thing, the essence of it. That makes a good burak, how you take care of it for that year. Yeah. It's fairly simple. It's basically, don't get anything salty or sour near your concoction. So for me, what I've learned is that never touch it with your hands because your hands may be salty. Basically, rosak lah. Doesn't work. Like, you see, the thing about burak is that you don't know whether it's going to be good until 2 weeks' time.
The essential ingredients of burak are the glutinous rice and ragi. The enzymes and yeast change the starch in rice into sugar, and the fermentation process turns the mixture into alcohol. The burak fermentation takes about a month or up to 3 months before it could be enjoyed during the festive occasion.
Once you do the whole concoction and all that, you take about 1 year before you can drink the first bottle.
The Bisaya community has a unique way of preserving seasonal fruits known as luwak durian or luwak cempedak among the community. The Bisaya are known to reside in Limbang and some parts of Sabah. According to legend, the Bisaya ancestors came from one family who migrated to Borneo. Ambuyat and kelupis are one of the popular foods, but luwak durian or luwak cempedak are one of the unique preserved foods among the Bisaya community.
Luwak ni kalau ada macam ramai-ramai boleh dihidangkan sebabnya masa dulu-dulu sampai sekarang ni kalau ada macam keramaian macam babulang. Ya, makanan tradisi Bisaya. Orang dulu-dulu lah, turun-menurun sampai sekarang.
Lua, a method used to preserve seasonal fruits, typically durian or cempedak, into fruit leathers. The soft texture of the fruits have a short shelf life and make it difficult to store. By cooking it on low heat for long hours helps, extracting moisture from the fruits.
Ya, dulu tidak ada bukan memang buat durian tu bikin luak lah tu. Iya, kalau musim durian, ada orang buat luak lah dulu-dulu tu.
Raisin-like texture and color is the desired look when making luak.
Kalau dia tidak lama, macam ada pink-pink sikit lah. Kalau dia kering, goreng tu dia mau ada 9 tahun, dia ambil masa lama. Kalau dia tidak berapa kering tu, lama-lama lah dia ada 3 tahun, 2 tahun ataupun 4 tahun.
Not forgetting pakasam, a pungent delicacy and a staple food among the Dayak community. Aside from salting and smoking the fish, another method would be fermenting. It is known by various names, and one of them is kau in Bidayu language.
Kau, we have kau, two versions actually. Kau or tikasum. But now the commercial name is pakasam ikan. So to us, kau, it can last longer because during the olden days, when they go out hunting or fishing, they catch a lot, so they need to preserve it for other days' consumption. So that's how they come about to do the process of kau fermentation. Besides salai, so how kau come about is for generation the Bidayu have been consuming kau, preparing kau, and then it's so convenient, it's so appetizing that you just need to bring a bit to the farm because normally Bidayu farm is about 1 or 2 hours walk from the kampong village. So they will just carry that cow with rice. So when they reach the farm, they will get any other fern, leaves, all these things. Then they cook it in the bamboo and then they have their meal with that cow together. So that's how cow come about.
Kau, fermented fish usually served raw, steamed, stir-fried, or grilled among the Bidayu. It is typically eaten with steamed rice, garnished with chilies, and a squirt of calamansi juice on the dish. The essential ingredients for making kau are toasted rice, coarse salt, and fish, according to your own choice. Toasted rice is essential to absorb the extra salt of the brined fish before fermenting it. Moreover, the crushed toasted rice adds a crunchy texture when cooked, which is enjoyed by all.
In the olden days, they eat it raw. Sometimes they put in the bamboo and then they put it over the fire, just like they do panso or soken. Actually, a lot of the elders, they know how to come out with all this authentic food, except that maybe the exposure is not there. So that's why you don't see them promoting. But now with all this YouTube, TikTok, all these things, so it's easier actually for us to promote our food. So that's the new generation like you people are there to capture it. So it needs a two-way traffic because the older people are not IT savvy, so they are more to themselves. So, but if you go and approach them, they willingly they will protect their knowledge, their skill, experience, all this. So it needs all this initiative actually. It is very important because it is our lifestyle. So if we forgotten all our authentic food, then we don't belong to any group anymore. So all your food is either, what do you call it, Western food or Chinese food, you know. Where people said, where are you from? Sarawak. What is the nice, what do you have special there? Don't tell me you go say Sushi King or KFC. People want to have kau, they want to have panso. The youngsters still need to go back to those traditional food actually. Even though maybe they don't have that liking first, but sooner or later they will come to love it because of some of the ingredient, most of the ingredient that we use are still all fresh we still have direct from the jungle.
Food preservation is still relevant today, although we have refrigerators to store food for our convenience. It was the only method used by our ancestors to preserve fresh produce from spoilage, which has been passed down from generation to generation.
I think for the younger generation, first of all, I think it's more like you need to learn to appreciate it first. But they don't really know the essence of what made that drink, you see. So usually it's a grandmother who has who's been taking care of that particular batch for maybe a year. Then why not sit down with your grandmother and watch her do it, write it down. You know, you never know. Maybe the recipe she has is different than mine.
Buat luak ni ada juga orang lain buat. Kalau orang itu macam kawin dengan bangsa Bisaya, dia boleh belajar juga buat. Tidak pilih bangsa, baik bangsa Iban, baik bangsa Bedayu ataupun Cina. Sebab barang yang macam ni buat luak ni mau belajar juga.
That's why if they exposed to it, actually youngsters are very adventurous. If they can accept sushi, they can accept kimchi, why not kau? It's just that how we promote it. You see, like kimchi, every Korean drama, they will highlight kimchi. So it's high time that we also don't look down on our food, promote it in any event, so people will get used back. You know, they will want to try, then they'll appreciate it, then at least it will bring some business back to our own community.
The pungent smell does not deter people from tasting or learning to make fermented delicacies from other ethnic groups of Sarawak, as these are some of the things that bind us.